Welcome back to the channel, welcome to the woods. As you can see, I got everything set up here to light the fire. I'm going to relight the logs from last week. I got some feather sticks and I got some twigs. But I'm lacking in medium sized wood. So I need to do a bit of splitting. And I have a new axe. And this is the Wetterlings Forest axe. Reasonably rare, now I've been told, and I had this in a trade for a knife with a gentleman from Sweden who's a bit of an axe guru. In fact, I had two axes. I had this one and I think the other one's called the bushcraft axe, which is roughly the same size as the Gransforth small forest axe, and this is roughly the same size as the Scandinavian forest axe. And why I wanted these, there's a reason. Check that profile out. That's going to be a damn sight better for me for splitting than them Gransforths. I have come to the conclusion that Gransforths are crap for splitting. So I thought I'd switch to Wetterlings. See how good these are. Well, as you can see, my fire is set up and that's all I need is some splits. So I'm going to split a bit of wood up now and get the fire going. That's a marked improvement. Oh, 100%. That was a nasty, naughty piece of wood there. And I know for a fact the Gransforth would not have performed as good as that. So, thumbs up straight away. Not the neatest bit of splitting, but it was quite a long piece with a lot of knots in it. But it did what I needed to do. Right, get this fire going and get a pot on. If you watched my last video, you'll remember I forgot to bring a ferro rod with me. What a dick. Well, I got two today, so that's just great. Well, I want to try the spine out on the H1, which you probably watched me grinding down. I hope you watched me grinding it down anyway. And now that is lovely and sharp. Well, the feather stick I made last week, I'm going to light it with that. It's been under the tarp here, but it hasn't rained since. It was only a couple of days ago. And I've left it out in the sun for about 10 minutes. So it should spark up just fine. I have got some birch bark, but somebody else lit a fire with birch bark recently, so I'll leave that. Well, that was, as we call in Wales, a piece of piss. That spine worked just fine, really sharp. And that axe is a cracker. It's got a bit of a ding in it though. It arrived with a bit of a ding, which is odd considering it's brand new. But I can sharpen that out. That's no problem at all. Get the tea on now. That's a little bit wild at the moment. I'll let it die down a bit. Right then, it's time to take a look at my crappy sawhorse and drop it down a bit. Now I'm not quite sure if I can reuse this wood. It's been stuck in the ground here for about 3 years, so I'm not holding out much hope for it. But in the woods over there, there's a lot of dead standing willow, and I'll probably cut some of that if need be. I'm going to check to see the timbers now, see what they're like. Well, they're dry, there's no rot in them, but I think they're a bit snappy. I'll cut the cords now and the wire and see if I can bend them in a little bit and cut the tops off. I got my sexy Leatherman. Well, our wire's seen better days. Have I ever mentioned I absolutely love the Leatherman charge? Best multi-tool out there. Well, that came in useful, worked a treat. I need a cross beam now. Jump knots, I'm going to do 2 on each side. I'll tell you what, that is stable. Well, I decided to be lazy and I put the old crossbeam underneath just to give it rigidity, and there's about 10 jam knots on there. I don't think that's coming loose. Halfway through I put my kettle on and I can see it's boiling. Well, that was an easy fix. I won't go so far as to call it a build, but a fix. Now, I could go to town on this and build one here, but what's the point? I don't see much point in that. Different if I had a hut here and things, but this is just my day camp and that'll do the job now just fine. I'll have a cup of tea and then I'll try it out. Done. But I think I may need to put another Y in there. I got 2 saws with me to try it out. Try the little one first. Well, that's a damn sight more stable than it was before. I didn't get my leg on top of it to steady it. Pleased with that. Now, the only thing is, obviously, there's a flaw with this. It needs another X. Definitely. Because you can only really cut long stuff with it. Because, you know, there's about a metre gap between the uprights. So I'm going to go off into the woods now. And I'm going to find 2 uprights. Typical, I hit a knot. Well, they could have been a bit longer, but they'll have to do. Well, I'm pleased with that. Works a treat. If I'm using bigger stuff though, I think I may have to carve a bit off the middle ones so it can sit in. But apart from that, works a treat. Far more stable, and I can get my leg on. Give it a bit of welly, as they say. The kettle is on for my final cup of tea, and I think it would be rude not to split that wood up with my nice new axe. Now this is the wood last week that I tried battening with the Jacari Pucco 110, and I tell you what, that was a cruel test really, because I took a good few whacks with a big heavy axe, so that was a bit cruel. Well, I think that was a rather productive visit to the woods today. Sorted out the sawhorse, and it didn't take very long. I'd like to thank Lars from Survivor Russia, because that's where I saw the idea for the quick sawhorse a few years back. He did it, so I just copied him. Yeah, so that's good. The axe, I like this. I do like this. The head profile is so much better than the Gransford. There's a lot more weight to it, and I prefer a bit more weight. Obviously, I had Gransfords for years. God, must be knocking on 20 years now when I had my first Gransfords, and I've always liked them. It's taken me 20 years to find Wetterlings. My God, there's something wrong with me. I do like that, and I'm pretty sure that his baby brother, the Bushcraft axe, is going to be just as good, because it's got the same head profile, and I'll bring that out next time. I got loads of wood here now, and the thing is, I'm not really going to burn it, because I'm going to do star fires for the summer. I got a few nice logs over there, so I don't need it. If I want a quick fire, I got plenty there, so fire lighting is going to be pretty easy for the summer. But thank you very much for watching. Oh, one more thing. The Falconivan. That new ground down spine worked an absolute treat. Really sharp. And I know that the outer portions of this laminate steel are a bit soft, but so far, no damage. But saying that, I was using my TBS ferro rod, which is quite soft. But I think it's just fine. Doesn't feather like a Scandi, but it's a nice knife and I do like it. Well, thank you very much for watching. Thumbs up is always appreciated, and if you haven't already subscribed, I would like you to, because it helps me and it helps the channel. Until the next time, ta-ra. Awesome, totally awesome fire lighting. Stick around, Brad will show you how to live in the woods. So, totally awesome fire lighting. Brad will show you how to survive in the woods. Stick around for more excellent content. For the faithful, I'm a bit in shadow. Haven't really got a lot to say, but next week, or next video probably, I'm going to have a new knife. And it's going to be a bush tool, which I've made myself. I've been working on a different way to put the butt plates on, because I can't find anybody I trust to weld them, so I've been silver soldering them on. And I've tried a few different ways. I think I've got it sussed now. So if you're waiting for a bush tool, and I'm not taking commissions, but I've got a list in the house of people who have asked, so I'm going to contact them first. So don't ask me for one, because I've got a lot on my plate. Follow me on Instagram for knives. If there's anything available, I'll put it on there. I do like that axe. That axe is great. So thank you to Marcus Ostlin from Sweden for sorting me 2 axes out, and I sorted him 2 knives out. And I hope he's as pleased with his knives as I am with my axes. I got a bit of wind. Thanks Phil, you know why, massively appreciate it. I don't know if there's any bloopers from today, I haven't got a clue. There may be 1 or 2, I don't know. I'm getting a bit better at this business now. And I tend to know what I'm going to say and do before I actually do it, whereas before I was just cocking up all the time because I was getting frustrated about filming. But I'm really getting used to it now. Should do, it's been 2.5 years. It's a beautiful day. It's a bit chillier than it looks, but just about perfect. I have had a bit of breeze blowing smoke in my face, but apart from that, it's been great. Saw a horse, chuffed with that, and it was a nice and easy fix too, very easy. I'm surprised the wood was still serviceable. I thought it would have rotted by that time, but 3 years or so, still okay. Don't use greenwood. Greenwood rots quick. Right, well I'm off now. I'm going to finish my cup of tea. I'm waiting for my fire to die out. All the small stuff's gone, and I've moved my logs to one side. Starfire was working really good today, burnt very well. Right, see you next time. Ta-ra.